Hi guys, today I'm going to be answering more questions as this is the second part of my Q&A video. So if you haven't already, you can check out part 1 of this Q&A video. This is part 2 where I'll be answering the rest of the questions that you guys have sent me about what I think of One Piece so far. So I've just finished the pre-Timeskip episodes and I'm now heading on to the post-Timeskip episodes I will react to later in next week. Yeah, I'm gonna answer the rest of Jacob's questions and then I'll move on to the other people that asked me questions regarding what I think of One Piece. So let's begin. So the last question that I answered from Jacob was, which characters do you hate the most? So the next question is, what are your favorite arcs? Marineford, Sabaody, and Enies Lobby / Water 7 / Enies Lobby. So whenever I talk about Water 7, I'm including Enies Lobby with it. I think pretty much every arc, apart from like 1 or 2, were really good. But if I had to pick favourites, Marineford was an absolute emotional rollercoaster. Like all 3 of them really, like Marineford, Sabaody, and Water 7. By the way, I'm including Enies Lobby when I say Water 7. So they were just packed with intense moments that are just like, you know, you feel for the characters. Robin and Frankie, they were almost executed by the world government in Water 7 because they are the weapons that know how to because Robin, she could decipher poneglyphs, and Frankie, he had the map, didn't he, of Pluton. So yeah, like in Going Merry's death, like it was so tragic. And it, like the fight between Luffy and Usopp, which was such a shocking fight to me because I didn't think the Strawhat pirates, like I knew like they would have like certain arguments and stuff probably, because you know any relationship would have its fair share of arguments and stuff, but that was such an intense fight. And damn, Usopp, like personally I don't know, but like, you know, like for Usopp, you think that, you know, he can't really do much because he's not a devil fruit user, but damn did he like attack Luffy. Like he was going all out on Luffy and he was so strategic about that whole fight, and that's what shocked me. Like he planned this out really thoughtfully because obviously he had a the closest connection to Going Merry. He couldn't refuse, he couldn't accept the fact that they needed to leave Going Merry, that they needed to bury Going Merry, that Going Merry was not going to sail anymore because it was at that point very broken. So that's what led to the fight. In the end, Usopp did accept it, and obviously he did lose in the end, but he did put up a fight though. And Luffy, like, I think he held back a little bit, but like, you know, it must have been a shocker to Luffy to like see Usopp like throw all of those shooting stars at him, like prickling Luffy so much. And oh man, that was an intense fight. Also, Luffy versus Lucci, another intense fight, and just like seeing all the Strawhat pirates work together against the CP9, just, oh man, like I love Alabasta, I really do, but Water 7 was like when things got more stakey. It was when things got really serious between Luffy and the world government, because Luffy told Usopp to shoot the world government's flag, so that officially like is asking that you're declaring war against the world government. So it's from then on that things got really bad really serious between the Strawhat pirates and the world government. And in the end they managed to rescue Robin and Frankie, and Frankie has been an absolute help to Robin, like making her realize, like, you know, you're not just a weapon, you're a person as well. And him rescuing Robin, throwing moments, but like it was just such a good arc. We met so many likable characters: Kokoro, Chimney, Iceberg, Paulie. Oh man, I would have loved to see more of Paulie, and I'd love to see Kokoro again as well. But Paulie, like, he had so much potential. I don't know how the hell he used those ropes. Like, where the fuck did those ropes come from him? Like, he's not a devil fruit user, so anyway, and the CP9, like, they were dangerous people. And it was also the start of Luffy using Gear 2nd and Gear 3rd. So, you know, so many epic moments in Water 7 / Ennis Lobby. Also, Sabaody. Sabaody introduced us to a lot of new but epic badass characters. So when it comes to like what my favorite arcs are, I consider Sabaody like pretty much on level with War 7 and Ennis Lobby. Like I just find it hard because the thing is, right, Sabaody increased the stakes more for the Strawhat pirates compared to Water 7, I mean, because Sabaody featured a new admiral, Kizaru, and featured Kuma, who were up against the Strawhat pirates, and we also met the Supernovas, so Law and Kid reluctantly working with Luffy against who was it, Sabaody people, human auction house people, and Kizaru as well. And then the badass Rayleigh, oh my god, this was the introduction of the ultimate badass, one of the ultimate badasses, Rayleigh. Like, he was the top dog in this arc, man. So just seeing him, his epic entrance in like trying to fend off Kizaru, like his fight with Kizaru, because he was trying to protect I think it was Zoro that was almost getting killed by Kizaru. I can't quite remember. I think it was Zoro, not Luffy, that he was trying to protect. So yeah, God, man, because you know, like, it's been a while since we saw like a proper expert in like badassery. And it just got so serious because there was like this whole slavery thing going on in Sabaody, and I felt so bad for Kami and Hachan, and because of the human auction house where mermaids and fishermen were getting sold, and then there's fucking celestial dragons. Oh man, those scumbags who were using these slaves like to use as chairs, you know, like to sit on them and stuff. Like, oh man, it was so bad. But like Rayleigh and the Strawhat pirates, what happened at the end with like Kuma sending off all the Strawhat pirates to all those different locations, like that was such a heartbreaking scene. But like it was just so epic seeing everyone like work together to like protect each other from Kuma and Kizaru and fight them as well. So yeah, that was a really epic arc. Marineford, oh man, if you couldn't think, just when you think like the stakes couldn't be higher, it just gets more and more stakey. When I say the word stake, I mean like there are more and more dangers for Luffy and the Strawhat Pirates. So Marineford, obviously it didn't feature the Strawhat Pirates, it just featured Luffy, but there were so many characters that were behind Luffy, so they protected him, they saved him so many times. Jinbei, Ivankov, Marco, the Whitebeard Pirates, all working together to try to rescue Ace. And ultimately they did fail, but it was just, oh man, like I was so nervous because it was a war, and with the war obviously a lot of people are going to die, so I was terrified for Luffy because he was really weak. Like, he was able to defeat the Fodder Marines, but like it was so like, you know, like the admirals were there and he was like fighting against the admirals, like he had the absolute guts to go up against the three admirals like that. But that was such an epic scene though. But he constantly got saved throughout Marineford. Obviously he would, because he hasn't been trained enough yet in mastering his haki. And then that conqueror's haki moment, like that really shocked the admirals, that shocked everyone that Luffy was able to do that. Yeah, and it was really sad seeing Ace and Whitebeard die. Whitebeard was an absolute badass epic character, and I'm so glad we got to like know more about him, because we didn't know that much, barely anything about him before Marineford. So it was really nice that we got to see a backstory of him. Yeah, it's like, because he's a pretty minor character, but he was a major character for this arc, and yeah, it was really sad, but epic arc. And then we got to see the childhood backstory of Luffy's with Ace and Sabo. Some of it was filler, but I'm glad that there were filler episodes to like add more to that story. It was a really nice backstory. I really enjoyed it, and I really enjoyed the filler episodes because I wanted to know more about Ace and Sabo. It was really tragic when Sabo died. But yeah, that's the Paramount War saga. But specifically talking about Marineford, like, yeah, that's my favourite arc so far. Yeah, next question is, would you date anyone if you were in One Piece? Let me know if that's inappropriate. Okay, no, I wouldn't date anyone in One Piece, not even Law. So yeah, I do have a strong liking towards Law, and I know, I just wanted to address something first. So like, a few trolls keep like holding this against me, so I just wanted to clear it up. So in one of my previous reactions, I called Law my husbando, and actually said husbando, not my husband. There's a difference. So when I said that, it's a joke. It's literally a joke, yo. So I have a strong liking to Law. I admit that, okay? But when I say that, I just say it as a joke. Like, I'm just like showing that I have a strong liking to Law. I don't actually mean that I want to marry Law or something like that, because, you know, he's an anime character. I can't physically marry an anime character. No one can. Unless you want a cardboard cutout figure of your favorite anime character, go ahead, all the more power to you. But like me, like, I was just joking, I really was. So it's my fault, really. I really should have been more clear about that in the reaction. That was really joking about the husband comment. Please don't take me too seriously when it comes to those things. Like, you know, sometimes I do joke, you know. So yeah, I just wanted to say that to the trolls who were like complaining about it. It's a joke. It's a joke. That's all. So no, I wouldn't date anyone in One Piece. I would love to get to know Law. If I was in the One Piece world, I would love to get to know Law. I would love to be part of his crew, yeah. But would I date him? I'm more cautious when it comes to, just like in general, like in my personal life. I'm a very guarded personal, I'm quite guarded with my approach to romance. Like, I'm not like someone who goes for it, you know. I'm someone who would like to get to know the person before, like, I get on like an official date with them. I mean, I know that's the term for dating, but like, dating is haram, so that's why I'm a bit, I don't know how to answer this, but like, I wouldn't date anyone though. Dating is haram, yo. No, I wouldn't date anyone in One Piece. I would love to get to know Law though, but like, just as like a friend, you know. You like to get to know a friend, like a really close friend. I'd love to be part of his crew. Yeah, I can hang around with Kung Fu Pola as well. He's a joker. And I love to know, like, because I admire the fact, like, it's not just like his looks, you know. Like, I admire the fact that he's both a doctor and a swordsman. So, you know, he's multi-talented, he's really smart. So, you know, what is there not to like, you know? Yeah, so no, I wouldn't date him, but I'd love to get to know Law, because to be honest, I don't really know that much, so I'd love to get to know him first, at least. Okay, what was your favorite place so far? And adding to that, where would you want to live? My favorite place so far, there have been a lot of nice locations, but if I wanted to live somewhere as well, it would have to be both beautiful and safe. So a very safe location. I know that Alabasta was invaded by crocodile them, but that's not in the present time. Like, it's still very much guarded with the royal family and yeah, the king and the royal army. So I would love to go to Alabasta to stay in. The hot weather might be a bit of a bother, but I just love the look of it. It reminds me of Egypt and any Middle Eastern kind of country. It's beautiful, and I love to get to know Vivi. So favorite place I do love the look of Water 7. Water 7 is absolutely beautiful. But Water 7, like the fact that there's so much water around and I can't swim. Yeah, I can't swim. Don't kill me now, okay? So I was always crap at swimming back in school. Anyway, so I would love to go to Water 7, but like there's a bit of a hazard going on with the constant water everywhere and the fact that they have really bad weather in Water 7. If I remember correctly, they had this like huge storm that was approaching or something. I think so. So if I'm gonna want to live somewhere, I'd want to live somewhere that seems quite secure. At least with the king and the royal army being there, you feel a sense of security. So I'd say Alabasta. I don't mind East Blue, but like it's not really all that. Yeah. To be honest, I wouldn't want to go to Sabaudi just because the celestial dragons hang around and there's this whole slavery thing going on in Sabaudi, and I ain't for all that, you know. Yeah, yeah. My favorite place, I'd say Alabasta. Yeah. Is there any other place? No. Okay. Yeah, I'd want to live there as well. Which characters are the most scary and the most funny? Which characters are the most scary and the most funny? Okay, so the most scary, for me personally, is Doflamingo. That guy, there's something about him. I don't know everything about him because we still have yet to know more about him, but from Marineford and from what he did to Bellamy, he comes off as quite a psycho. I'm not gonna say that he's a total psychopath, but like, because that's a really strong word to use, but he just seems like someone who's emotionally detached. He was laughing when there were so many massacres in the war, and it's not just that, it's not just his sadistic ways. It is his sadistic ways, what am I saying? It's just the fact that he also like chops up people's limbs. Like the way that he chopped up Little Oars Junior's leg, and he was trying to he cut off Crocodile's head. Like he's a really like scary guy. You know, I would not want to mess with Doflamingo. That guy would chop you up into pieces probably. Like he's so unsettling to me. Like it's quite bizarre because like there's Lucci, who's also quite scary because he has this whole dark justice thing going on where he would kill you if you are not for the world government. And we saw that massacre that he did when he was only like 13 or 14, I think. That's scary, but like Doflamingo is just a whole other type of scary. Like he's on another level. Like it's his maniacal laugh. His maniacal laugh is like the Joker. The maniacal laugh, his sadism, like he's really sadistic. I feel like he's like the type of guy who would torture you just to like get an answer from you. Oh man, just thinking about that. Basically, out of all people, I do not want to mess with Doflamingo. That guy scares me. Oh man, the way he just chopped off Crocodile's head, like, Jeez, man. Jeez. He tried to kill Moria as well. Like one of his fellow Shishibukais. Absolute crazy guy. But it's interesting. I'd like to know like what his ideology, beliefs, values are, like why he does the things he does. So I'm looking forward to that in the post-time skip. The most funny is definitely Buggy. Buggy is an absolute joker. Literally a joker. He's so funny. Like, even though Marineford was like the most serious arc so far, I love like when Luffy was using him as a shield against Mihawk. Oh god, that was so funny. Like when Mihawk like chopped up Buggy in so many little pieces, and like Buggy was having a go at Mihawk for doing that. Like, it was just so funny seeing Luffy use Buggy as a shield, because obviously Buggy's devil fruit power is that he can't be affected by people chopping him up. Like, he can chop himself up into little body parts without getting hurt. So yeah, Buggy, and also like the comedy with Buggy and Mr. Free in Impel Down. Yeah, Mr. Free is also quite funny. But the funniest is Buggy. Usopp is really funny as well. I love Usopp's comedy. And Chopper. Chopper's naivety, actually, his gullibleness is actually annoying. But like, I do love like the comedy, like with the Strawhat Pirates. But the most funny is definitely Buggy. He cracks me up, man. I know some of you guys hate him, but I like someone who actually cheers me up. That's how I see it. Even if it's a serious arc, I want someone to make me laugh. I don't care. Alright, next question is, would you eat a devil fruit? If so, which one out of the ones you've seen so far? I would love to eat the Hana devil fruit. So yeah, I would eat a devil fruit. And I love to eat Robin's devil fruit. I believe it's called the Hana devil fruit. The reason why I would love to eat that one in particular is because not only is it like really cool to have like extra pair of hands, but like it's really useful because I'm a writer as well, so I would love to have an extra pair of hands to write more, so that it speeds up my time of writing. And not just that, but like to do chores and stuff. Like, it's going to be really useful in your day-to-day life. So her power, it's not just hands, but she can also get eyes out and legs out, I guess. You know, like, oh man, just like the opportunities with that power. Not for voyeuristic purposes, let's not go there, that's creepy. But you could spy on someone with that kind of ability. But that's not the reason why. Well, okay, maybe, but like alright, so it's just useful, you know, like you can do lots of chores, lots of things at once, like, or just do things a lot quicker than normal. So yeah, I love to get Robin's devil fruit ability, if I had the choice. What kind of fighter would you be? I'm betting swordswoman. Yeah, that would be cool to have a sword and be a swordswoman. I love that. But I also would love a bow and arrow. Don't make fun of me, but like in real life, I use a toy bow and arrow sometimes. So my archery skills, I think, are okay with the toy bow and arrow. I do love archery, so to be honest, I don't know any One Piece character who uses a bow and arrow. Can someone let me know if there's anyone that I've missed that actually has a bow and arrow for a weapon? Because, I mean, there's Usopp with the sniper thing, but he's not actually a bow and arrow user. He's like the closest thing when it comes to long range fighting. I can't think of anyone who uses a bow and arrow. But I love to use a bow and arrow because I feel like in reality I would actually like to do more of of a long range attack rather than a close range, because close range kind of scares me a bit. I don't want to be too close range with fighters if I was to be a fighter. So I think I'd use a bow and arrow. But swords are so cool though. They're really cool, but like, maybe realistically, I'd love to use a bow and arrow. Or any like throwing things, throwing all sorts of tools at the enemy, like grenades and stuff. But like, I think bow and arrow. It's sort of like being Hawkeye, you know, because he puts like lots of like elements on the arrows and all sorts of tricks on the arrows. So for example, fire arrows, electric arrows, ice arrows, whatever. That would be really cool to have like extra stuff on the arrows, you know, instead of it being a normal arrow. So that's the type of fighter I want to be. Next question is, would you want to be a pirate, marine, or something else in One Piece? No way would I want to be a marine. Definitely don't want to be a marine, because I don't like the world government. Really don't like them. I hate them. I hate the world government. I hate the celestial dragons. So I don't want to do their dirty shit, you know. I don't really want to be a pirate either, because they get chased constantly by the marines. But would you want to be something else in One Piece? This is kind of related to another question that's going to come up later on. So I don't want to answer this one in depth, because I want to answer it in depth in the other question from someone else. But like, just to like say what else I want to be. I actually want to be part of Dragon's Revolutionary Army. Yay! I love to be part of the Revolutionary Army in One Piece. But I'll explain my reasons in the other question from another subscriber. If Kuma were to approach you and ask if you were to go on a vacation, where would you like to go? How would you respond? If you're talking about real life locations and not One Piece locations, I'd love to go to Japan. Japan is the country of technology, advanced technology. It's the country that is just full of like creative shops and stuff. Like, they have Kit Kat stores over there. I'd love to go and buy some Kit Kats. I know that sounds like so weird, but like it's just, oh man, it's just, they have such cute stationery. I love stationery, so they have like such cute items, and also because anime and manga were created there, so surely they're going to have a lot of anime merchandise over there. So I'd love to go to Japan. If not Japan, then I'd love to go to Egypt. Egypt just looks really interesting to me because it has such a rich history. I'd love to see the pyramids and stuff. I love to go to Dubai. Dubai looks absolutely beautiful in the pictures. I'm not too fussy really, but if I had to pick one, then Japan. I'd love to go to Japan. Any predictions on what could happen, how much things have changed in 2 years? I answered this question before, but I just expect everyone to be, I answered this question in the part 1 video. So any predictions what could happen, how much things have changed in 2 years? So I expect everyone to be a lot stronger, having trained by someone or getting self-training them, because not everyone has their own sensei, but we'll see. So I expect Zoro and Sanji to also have some sort of haki, if any haki. So not just Luffy, but also Zoro and Sanji having haki. At the very least, I want the whole monster trio to have haki. It would be interesting if maybe Chopper or maybe Usopp gets haki, or even Brook. I don't know if it's possible for Brook, but yeah, I want to see the reunion with Jinbei, because Jinbei did tell Luffy that they need to meet in 2 years in Fishman Island. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm looking forward to seeing Jinbei, and I do actually want to see an update on Bon Clay, because like, I've got no update on him. Any predictions on what could happen though? I didn't mention this in the question that asked me on what could happen. The other one. So I think Kid, he seems to be like quite a chaotic, impulsive dude. He's one of the supernovas. I think he's gonna become a bigger rival to Luffy in the new world. So he's in the new world now, and Strawhat Pirates are eventually going to go to the new world. So oh, it's gonna be. I think it's gonna be at least some sort of trouble to Luffy or obstacle. You know. I can't say any more than that. I'm not someone who thinks that ahead. And I also think Doflamingo is going to be a big trouble to Luffy later on. That guy, oh man, it's just he really makes me feel unsettled. Yeah, that's all I'm gonna say. Now I think in terms of how much things have changed in 2 years, I think Robin, I mean I already know this, but like Robin, like she seemed, apparently like she becomes more less cold, less reserved, more happy in the post time skip. I mean her dress sense says it all, that she becomes a bit more I don't want to. Oh man, I did not word that out right. What I'm trying to say is that she becomes more like cheerful, less dark, less. I don't know how to put it in a way that sounds right. You guys know what I mean though, surely. Like, yeah. So like personality wise, she becomes more happier, more relaxed about things, more chill. I think it's partly due to you know, like Frankie making her realise like you are not a weapon. So, and you know, like Strawhat Pirates have been like really supportive of Robin, and like throughout most of her life, she has been casted out as this weapon that needs to be killed off. So to finally have friends who really care about you, like it surely is going to change you. And like the Revolutionary Army are like treating her like a queen. So she deserves that treatment though. So you know, like she's surely gonna change it, and I'm sure like all the others are gonna like change to some extent in terms of personality. Not drastically, obviously, but like I just mean like being more smart, being more wise, being more resourceful. Hopefully Nami is less moody, but we'll see. Anyway, yeah, I'm just gonna answer at that. Thank you, Jacob, for all your questions. It's been a blast, so thank you. So the next question is from JRC. I think I have one. If you were forming a pirate crew, who would you want to recruit? Up to 5 if possible. Can I cheat a bit and say 6 maybe? I don't know. Actually no, I think I can do up to 5. So I love to recruit Law, Zoro, Usopp, Robin and Frankie. Law because he's a doctor as well as a swordsman, so he's useful, like if anyone got wounded in the pirate crew then he can stitch them up, but he's also a swordsman so he can protect himself and protect others, and he can you know, fend off enemies and stuff. And his ability is absolutely unique and powerful as well, so he'd be an absolute help to have in the pirate crew. Zoro, he's also a really good swordsman. Yeah, so just someone who can, you know, attack any enemies. But I also want a sniper of some sort, someone who's long range. So Usopp, I want someone who can crack up a joke as well. But the main reason is that he's a long range type of fighter, so he has a lot of resources. He can also help with the ship, like if it needs repairing. He's not an expert obviously, but like he's the very creative one. But in terms of like, you know, long range sniper, if there is a need to do it, then Usopp's the man for it. I'd also love to recruit Robin. She's my favorite female One Piece character. I love to have Robin around. She's a very smart, knowledgeable woman. Yeah, she's an absolute badass. Her ability is very badass. You know, like is very strong. She doesn't have that many fight scenes, to be honest, but like she can crack people's bones, so she can be a help with fending off enemies as well. I love to have a cook in the pirate crew. So Sanji, but I also want someone who can actually fix the ship. So I'd love to have Frankie around, and also because if I'm going to include Robin, then I want Frankie to be there as well. But if I'm going to include Sanji, then he might interfere with that relationship, and I don't want that. Oh my days. Oh, this sounds so petty, but like, you know, I want to cook though, but like I don't want him to interfere with whatever goes on between Robin and Frankie. I feel like he's the type to like, you know, challenge Frankie for Robin's attention. Anyway, but I really do want a shipwright, so Frankie definitely. So I basically said 5 people, but if I had 6, then I would include Sanji as well, because well, I can't cook. I can't cook that well. And from what we know, I don't know about law skills, but like the others, they don't seem to cook. So I want good food. So basically you said 6. If there was 6, but if there's 5, then I'll just exclude Sanji then. I really need a shipwright though, so yeah. Yeah, thank you for your question. The next question is LL Reviews. Who of the supporting characters you've seen so far would you like to join the Strawhat crew? I've said my answer to this before in part 1. I said Jinbei or Bon Clay. Jinbei and Bon Clay, very loyal people who protected Luffy so much, so either one of those, absolutely fine with me. Is there any of the past villains you'd like to see in the new world, excluding Marines because they cheat to get there? I had to think really long and hard about this. I don't really know who I want to see from the past, but it would be interesting if Enel comes back to the One Piece world from Fairy Verve. I don't like him, but like in terms of like his power, it would be really interesting to see if the Strawhat Pirates can fend off his electrical robot army as well, or having another counter with a CP9 Lucci. I don't mind that. Yeah, Kid. Oh yeah, I was talking about like how Kid might be a bigger rival to Luffy later on, because Kid, he was getting really impulsive and angry when he thought that Luffy wants to be the Pirate King from like the hidden messages regarding the picture in the newspaper of Luffy. So I think Kid is gonna become a big problem for Luffy, but I don't know. I don't know. But Doflamingo. So I mean, Luffy hasn't encountered him, but like yet. But like, I think it's gonna be a big problem later on. I don't know how, but it's just a guess. So yeah, apart from the One Piece itself, where's the biggest mystery you'd like to see revealed about the world of One Piece? How the fuck did Pell survive in that bomb? Okay, let's not go there. Let's not go there. I'm just joking, but like, seriously, that is actually a big mystery. But apparently, I actually know the answer anyway, but like, I was just joking. So the answer to why Pell survived was because Oda, he wrote those chapters during the 9/11. So in respect of what happened in the 9/11, he didn't want to kill off Pell by having a suicide bombing. So okay. What is the biggest mystery? Why is Zoro so damn durable? That is a ridiculous amount of durability for Zoro. What's another big mystery? I can't think of any like huge mysteries apart from the One Piece itself. Oh yeah, how did Gold Roger find the One Piece? That's what I'd like to know. Since it's real, and how the hell does Whitebeard know? So did Gold Roger tell Whitebeard about the One Piece, since Whitebeard himself is saying that One Piece is real just before he died? So that means Whitebeard saw the One Piece himself, or he just really truly believes in Roger's word. I'd like to know how they met as well. I know what you're saying is what is the biggest mystery. But I'm just like talking. Biggest mystery. How did he find the One Piece? That's like where is it, and how did he find it though? And how did he recruit his members for his crew? How did he meet Rook? How did he meet Shanks and all the others in his Gold Roger crew? Yeah. Sorry, I don't really know what is the biggest mystery, but sort of answered your question. Thank you for your questions. Eternal Bay or Internal Bay, I'm not sure how to pronounce the second word. I think it's Bay. I would like to ask all the questions I've mentioned. That covers almost everything, if not all of One Piece. But aside from that, few questions I would like to ask are, what is your longest straight anime watch time session? I don't really keep track of these things, but recently I reacted to the Strong World movie of One Piece, and that was 2 hours long, and I did that in one day. So that took a while. That took a few hours to record because I did take a break. I had lunch after part 1, I think, and then continue with part 2. Straight anime watch time session. 3 hours. 3 to 4 hours. 3 hours, I'd say. Usually, on a general note, anime movies are around 1.5 hours or 2 hours, or even more than 2 hours. So I've reacted to a lot of Studio Ghibli movies, and they would be around 1.5 or 2 hours long. So they took like around 2.5 hours to watch. Sometimes I watch the second part the next day or something. But if I was to watch it all in one day, it's gonna take around 2.5 to 3 hours. Sorry, I can't be any more specific than that. I don't really keep track of these things. Are there any situations or times when you just want to stop the reaction and pause at some scene to process just what in the world just happened right now? I don't pause. Well, I do, but like only if I want to blow my nose for allergy reasons or fix my scarf or something. But like to stop the reaction, if it's like if something shocking has happened, to be honest, I've never done that. I'd only do that if there was a huge load of information that was said in the episode, and that only happened in Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter in general has been way too informative in terms of like, because it kept like stating facts and you have to keep track of what the characters are saying. Like, it was very dialogue heavy, so you have to keep track of all the rules that they say regarding something, or like any like extreme amount of information that they say. So sometimes I had to pause to rewind and just read again what the subtitles were saying to keep track of what they're saying and understand what they're trying to say, because there was so much information in Hunter x Hunter. So I mean, most of the time I would just like let it play. I think I only did that like once or twice. Yeah, I really don't pause just to like go back. I'm just more of the person in the moment, you know. Do you watch old episodes again without recording them? I don't really watch, not really, like only occasionally would I watch an old episode again, and that's if there's a new One Piece reactor. So I would watch like the first few reactions to the anime because they've been totally introduced to it, so I want to see what they think of it. But I'm not much of a person who watches other people's reactions, to be honest. Unless it's a really, really good episode, then I'd definitely watch a reactor's reaction to it. But I mainly just watch like, you know, the mashup videos. I'm more of a person who watches the mashup videos. That way I get a lot of people's reactions on that specific scene. So yeah, like the scene where Shanks stops the war, or the scene where Luffy goes up against the three admirals. Just those little scenes I would rewatch again because those were like really epic moments, and I want to see what the other reactors' reactions were to that scene. So not the whole entire episode most of the time, but like if I had a choice though, I would totally rewatch Marineford, and some parts of Sabaody and Water 7, but like more like key scenes rather than the whole entire 20-minute episode, because it's still fresh in my mind, you know. And I don't have all the time in the world to like rewatch everything. Yeah, so like key scenes, basically key moments. What's your experience with avoiding spoilers? Is it hard or easy to avoid them? It's really hard personally for me because I'm so active on social media, but I do try my best to avoid them. It's not too difficult, because I haven't been spoiled on anything major recently. I've only been spoiled on Ace's death, and I've made that clear with you guys. I always make it clear to you if I've been spoiled on something. So Ace's death, and Adult Sabo, those were like the major ones. That's about it, really. I know, I do know future characters' names because I do like looking at anime cosplay pics, and how people dress up as their favorite anime characters, and some of those characters just happen to be One Piece characters. Yeah, but that's just like cosplay though. So it's just occasionally that I might get a recommendation on YouTube to watch someone's manga reaction to a latest chapter, to one of the late chapters in One Piece. Obviously I don't click on them. It's more of the thumbnails that are a bit of a problem, but like it's not much to go on really. So you know, I do know about Luffy's Gear 4 design, but like I don't know when he does that though, and I don't know what it involves in terms of what he can actually do in Gear 4. So that's still all a mystery to me. It's just these thumbnail pics that come up sometimes in Instagram. So I do go through Instagram a lot. I do check my Instagram, and sometimes in the newsfeed a few things might pop up here and there about One Piece, just like One Piece facts or a scene, but it's usually pre-Timeskip, but like sometimes post-Timeskip something might come up, but the thing is I flick through really, really fast, so I don't pay attention to it. So in general I don't get spoiled. It only happens occasionally, and even if it does happen, I don't know the full picture. I just saw a glimpse and that's about it. I don't know like what, how, why, how, when, where those things happened, if you get what I mean. So yeah, it's pretty difficult, but it's not like the end of the world, you know. Just flick through fast if you use Instagram or something, or I don't know. I don't know how you can get rid of those recommendations on YouTube, but it's not like I'm checking One Piece though, so they only like once in a while are like shown. So you know, it's just something to live with. Most unexpected moments so far. I can't say the most unexpected moment. That's really, really hard to pick because there have been so many unexpected moments in One Piece. At least for me, a lot of shocking moments in One Piece. So I'm just gonna say a few. So Shanks all of a sudden appearing to protect Kobe from Akainu, that was so unexpected. I did not expect him to be, I mean, I expected him to eventually like take part, or at least I was hoping he would, but I did not expect him in that moment and in that kind of scenario. So I actually didn't expect Kobe to even like stand up to an admiral. I was so damn shocked that he would do that. That was so brave of Kobe. So I applaud Kobe and I applaud Shanks for not just doing that before also stopping the war. I like to actually know more about Shanks. I hardly know the guy. We haven't really seen a proper fight scene of him. We've only seen like little glimpses, but we don't really know much about him. Anyway, so most unexpected moment. The entrances. So how the Strawhat pirates were falling from the sky to get to Marineford. Oh my god, that was so unexpected. I didn't expect them to like fall down. I expected him to like break down a gate perhaps, but no, they actually fall from the sky. So that was an epic entrance. Another epic entrance is how the Whitebeard pirates came in. So they came from below. It's funny, the Strawhat pirates come from above and the Whitebeard pirates come from below. I just realized that. That's quite interesting. Like, obviously Oda was thinking about making the most unconventional type of entrances. Instead of like breaking down a gate, he wanted it to be in the most shocking way, in the most unexpected way possible. That man is so creative. I love Oda. He's so creative. Yeah, so oh man, Blackbeard getting 2 devil fruit powers. That is very, very unexpected. I never saw that coming. That was so shocking that I was able to do that. So, oh man, most unexpected. Oh, how am I supposed to answer the most unexpected? Can I just cheat a bit and just say that these were the most shocking moments instead of saying one particular one being the most shocking, because it's just really hard. There's been like so many shocking moments. Yeah, I'm just gonna leave it there. I'm sorry, but like you can't make me like choose one in particular. But I just leave it there. I'll leave it there. Yeah, thank you for your questions. One of the previous questions asked me whether I'd like to be a pirate, marine, or something else in One Piece, and the reason why I kind of held back on that question is because of this next question, which is from Derp Derp, and they are asking, what are your thoughts and opinions of the different types of justice the Marines follow their own? Names of said justice and a few Marines who follow them to give you an idea so you can tell your thoughts and opinions of these. There's moral justice, which is Smoker, Garp, and Kobe. Lazy Justice, Aokiji. Unclear Justice, Kizaru. Reigning Justice, Sengoku. Dark/excessive Justice, Rob Lucci. And Absolute Justice, such as Akainu. If you need an example of the unclear justice, I can give you a good example from Kizaru to give you an idea. And the second question is, what justice would you follow or make up your own justice to follow, and what will it be called? Damn, you guys asked some deep questions. Alright, so I had to think a lot about this question because I just love the fact that there's so many like different viewpoints, political viewpoints in One Piece. A lot of characters have so many like different political views, and even when like Smoker and people like Akainu are like working for the same world government, they actually have very different political views. Smoker is all about like actually like protecting the people, as much as possible. Same with Garp and same with Kobe. Kobe, that was his dream. That was his goal, to like want to protect the people from the bad guys, from the bad pirates, which is why he wanted to be a marine so that he can eventually become an admiral. Um, Absolute Justice Akainu, like he was. Oh man, why is this guy not in the Dark Justice one? Like, I feel like it's pretty much the same. So because both Lucci and Akainu, they really like, they're very, very strict about the loyalty that Marines have towards the world government. Like, if you don't do your job properly, then I will kill you. That sort of mentality. So that's what Akainu did, and Lucci, he just likes killing people. But Akainu also likes killing people. He will kill even Marines, and he's actually done that in Marineford. And yeah, they've been cowardly, but you can't really like. Oh man, it's kind of. I personally wouldn't kill a Marine just because they're scared of the war. You know, just give them. Just demote them if they've done that. You know, because you know what you're getting yourself up. What you're like getting yourself on, you know, because you know that if you're a marine, then you know you will have to take part in wars if the occasion arises, you know. But I also agree that you can't do that to your own allies. Actually, that's fucked up. And it's not like you're the boss, you know. Like kind of, he had this very like bossy, grumpy attitude. About everything. Like, he was even more strict than Sengoku. Sengoku, he was like the top dog almost. So like he was the one that actually called the shots about what should happen. Like, he was calling the shots about what the Marines should do. So he was actually more of a boss. Technically, I mean, his role was to be more of a boss than Akainu. But Akainu, like, he took his he took his role as an admiral to an advantage. Like, he really took advantage of that role and like tried to boss everyone around. Like, bruh, like just comparing him to Aokiji. Aokiji is a lot more lazy. Well, lazy, but like he's more chill. He's more calm about it. Like, he'll only do something if he's been ordered to do it. You know. Whereas Akainu, like, he just takes his own initiative, but like it's not in the right way. He'll just kill you off. And the problem that I have with Akainu is the fact that the objective to kill Ace and Whitebeard were already done, and yet he continued the war. So I didn't respect him at all. I mean, I didn't respect him at all anyway, but like that was just confirming his absolute scumbagness, you know? He's an absolute scumbag. And I'm so glad Smoker realised, like, this is actually going very out of control. This is not what I signed up for, you know? Like, Smoker and Tashigi, they know this is wrong. Like, their objective was already done, so why not just pack up and leave, you know? So moral justice makes a lot of sense, even though they're working for bad people. The world government are bad people and scums, but like at least their own morality is like quite neutral. Garp, like I wouldn't put duty over family personally, but like I don't blame Garp though. I don't blame him, but like it's just like I really wished he intervened earlier rather than very late to protect Ace. Like, you raised this man, you know, and you're not even doing anything about it. I'm just saying. So let's just, oh man, I could go on about this, but like I've already said, like, I don't like the whole dark justice thing, absolute justice, whatever you want to call it. To me, it's pretty much the same sort of idea. Kizaru's unclear justice. I don't really know what that means, but I guess what you mean is that Kizaru is not part of any other type of justice, so they don't know what their justice is. Is that what you mean by unclear justice? But my type of justice, for the next question. What justice would you follow or make up your own justice follow, and what will it be called? I feel like if I was a One Piece character in real life, my own political views, my one, I'm more socialist, liberal, so I feel like I would line up. I wouldn't say it's the exact same, but I would join the Revolutionary Army, definitely. So my justice is very similar to Dragon's. I feel, I don't know for sure, but like the idea that he doesn't like the pirates but doesn't want to join the world government, like he is totally against the world government. I'm totally against the world government. So you know, I joined the Revolutionary Army. I don't like the idea of there being such a big feud between the pirates and the Marines, and it's just going on and on and on. I feel there needs to be a change in the system, in the political system. I want the world government to be gone. I don't like them. I don't like the Celestial Dragons calling all the shots, you know. So yeah, that's my justice. It sounds pretty similar to Dragons, so I'm gonna be best friends with Dragon. Well, I don't know, but like, I'd love to be part of the Revolutionary Army. That's all I'm saying. So yeah, thank you for your question. Now, lastly, I'll be answering Adam Field Pando's questions. So it seems most of the important questions have already been answered. I can only really think of 2 questions I'm curious about. Which non-Straw Hat character are you most excited to see in the new world? Jinbei. I love to see the reunion. I mean, I've already said it, but like in a previous question, I love to see the reunion between Jinbei and Luffy in Fishman Island. Is that in New World though? Is Fishman Island in New World? I don't know. But like I love to see Jinbei though. I love to see in the New World though. I love to see Law, the other supernovas. I really hope Bonnie is okay because she got captured by a Kainu. So I hope she's okay. We saw her imprisoned in New World. So that's bad that she got captured by a Kainu. I don't know. I'd love to see Bon Clay again. To be honest, I can only think of Bon Clay, Jinbei, Law, supernovas in general. Like I just want to see what they're all up to. One that most, I mean, Law, he's like actually staying put, so I think he's gonna get to the New World later on. But like at the moment, he's like staying put where he is. But I'd love to see him in a New World and actually become an ally to Luffy. That'd be interesting, if he does or if he doesn't. I don't know. But Kid, the rivalry between Kid and Luffy, I feel like it's going to be more intense. But I don't know. So yeah, Supernovas, Jinbei, and Bon Clay. I want to see it. I want to get an update on what actually happened to Bon Clay. And if he's going to be in the New World, I don't know. But yeah, that's my answer. Second question is, since there are a few openings in the Shichibukai, I'd like to know if you had the choice, who would you pick to be one? So when I saw this question, I didn't understand what you meant, but someone else clarified for you, saying that because a few Shichibukais either willingly stopped being a Shichibukai or they got demoted. So there are free positions to become a Shichibukai. To be honest, I could only think of one person, maybe 2. Smoker. I think Smoker has the capabilities to become a Shichibukai because he is all up for justice. He's a very dedicated man. He's determined and he's pretty powerful. He's not that powerful, but like from what we've seen, like Luffy had a really tough job, really hard time trying to like escape from Smoker, trying to fight Smoker. Like so I think Smoker should be a Shichibukai. Someone else, Hina. Even though we barely see much of her and her capabilities, but like she is a rare admiral though, so she must be very capable at least, even though we don't really see much of her. And her ability to like trap people, capture people, is actually really useful. So she could be a Shichibukai. I'd have no qualms there. So I could not think of anyone else, because you have to think realistically of who could the world government accept as a Shichibukai, because they have to be allies to the world government. Even though there are a few Shichibukais like Hancock and even Mihawk, like Hancock, like she actually is not siding with the world government, she's against them, but she's still a Shichibukai because she has ulterior motives to not only like protect Luffy but also to protect her island from invasions. So sometimes people become Shichibukais for ulterior motives, but I feel like the world government now might be more might be more cautious now, because Blackbeard, like, he practically betrayed them. So I don't know. It's kind of difficult, because I don't want Law to become a Shichibukai, mainly because I mean it's a cool position to be in, but like I don't want him to work for the world government. World governments are scumbags to me. I mean, I would say Garp, but the thing with Garp is that he turned down the admiral position. He was supposed to become an admiral, but he refused it. So if he doesn't want to be an admiral, then he doesn't want to be a Shichibukai, most likely. So I don't think Garp or Sengoku's already in a very high position. So I mean, he retired from it. I can only think of Smoker and Hina. Realistically speaking, they're pretty powerful people and very obligated to their duties as Marines. So I feel like, you know, in terms of loyalty, like surely world government could, like, you know, promote them. Only two people that I can think of, sorry. Yeah, Kobe has a very long way to go. So you know he's nowhere near strong enough. He actually wants to be an admiral, but that's going to take like decades to like finally be promoted to that. I mean, it depends on how powerful he can become and how quickly he can become powerful. But I feel like with the admiral position, you have to be like at least in the Marine Force for a very long time before you become one. I don't know, but like logically speaking, like it's such a high rank position, and you have to be really powerful to be in that position, because they're like the ultimate bodyguards for the world government. So that's gonna take a long time for Kobe. Anyway, that's all I could say. Thank you, Adam, for the questions, and thanks everyone for all of your questions. I hope this Q&A was interesting, and I'm sorry if I didn't answer some of some of your questions in like full detail, or like answering it properly or something. It's just because I don't think that deeply on certain aspects of One Piece. But I hope you got something out of each question though that I answered. So yeah, thanks guys, and look forward to my reactions to post Timeskip. Really looking forward to it. So yeah, stay tuned for more.